All right, all right. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're going to get the presentation up on the screen in a few seconds. Yeah, welcome everyone for another Adventure Connect here at ITV. For those who doesn't know the ATTA, the Adventure Travel Trade Association, we are a global association spread in more than 100 countries. We members in our core business that we have members that are tour operators, agencies, DMCs, accommodations, and we serve everyone here. Our mission is to empower the global travel community to protect nature and conserve cultural heritage while creating shared economic value. And how we do that? We do that like creating opportunities. I think like if you haven't been to an ATTA event yet, speak to one of our members. I would like to see if there's any members here. Please raise your hand. Okay, there's a good amount here. Thank you. And yeah, and one of the ways that we do that is through our events. We're going to have 3 big events this year. I hope to see you all there. The first one, we're going to meet in Catalonia, Spain, 19th to the 21st of May. We're going to be there exploring the Pyrenees. And then right after we go to Peru, we're going to be in Lima, Peru, for the Adventure Elevate Latin America. And finally, in September, we are going to meet in Quebec, Canada, for the Adventure Travel World Summit. And for this Adventure Connect, we have a special partner today, a big partner that we have been working for a few years, developing really like nice products in this amazing destination. So to present to you what we have been doing, I would like to invite on stage my friend Joel. He's the coordinator for the Tourism Product Development Unit for the ITCV, the Instituto de Turismo de Cabo Verde, the Cabo Verde Tourism Board. So Joel, please join me here.
Who ever been in Cabo Verde? Okay. Who wants to go to Cabo Verde? Oh, yeah. So, greetings to everyone. Thank you, Diego, for the introduction. So, for us as a partner of the Adventure Network, it's an honor to be here today to connect to you, to the industry leaders and learn about emerging trends in the adventure travel. On behalf of Tourism Board of Cabo Verde, I would like to extend a special thanks for ATTA, Gustavo and his team, for this opportunity to promote Cabo Verde on the world's largest stage for the global travel and tourism industry, which, on our delight, coincides with the celebration of the 60th ITB anniversary and 4 more 60 years further. Today, here at Adventure Connect, our mission is to publicize the latest hiking tourism development project in Cabo Verde, drawing on ATTA expertise, our partner for a couple years. Our main goal is to transform Cabo Verde into a world-class hiking spot, challenge answered positively by those who know the sector well. One of this person is Gustavo. And highlighting the density and quality of the trails, the uniqueness of the landscapes, and the possibility of combining hiking and experience in rural communities and small tourism enterprise. This is identified as a strategy to diversify the offer beyond sun and beach that you probably know, based in Sal and Boa Vista Island, to generate income and employment in rural mountain areas, and also to reduce territorial asymmetries in the archipelago of Cabo Verde. And after this brief overview, our presence here in Adventure Connect, I will leave you to Ventura Travel Trade Association that will present a promotional video of one of the results of this massive project, which is to assist and support the development of hiking tourism in Cabo Verde. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope to see you in Cabo Verde in a few years. Thank you.
All right, so as Joel said, we have a nice video about Cabo Verde. Let's all enjoy it.
Can Cabo Verde become a world-class hiking destination? The answer is yes. Sustainable travel, using hiking as the main activity, can become an alternative for sustainable economic development. It's a hike in Africa that is very different than continental Africa.
It's interesting because you go from high and deep vegetation to a desert and sand rocks.
Gem, very few tourists, very authentic, natural beaches, mountains, the streets. I just feel like this is outside of normal touristic destinations, something very special that I really appreciate. I really appreciated that it was not built just for tourists, but you actually go on the path.
Yes, it is. The people are very friendly and open, and I've never an idea that I have to look around me where my luggage is, or I feel very safe here.
So in terms of culture, I think art and music plays a huge role in every Cape Verdean's life. So what we've seen so far in Mindelo, there's been murals everywhere. Cesárea Evora is really celebrated, and music is part of daily life, so that's been incredible.
O governo de Cabo Verde decidiu investir no turismo de natureza e também no turismo de aventura como forma de diversificar a nossa oferta. Nós sabemos que nós temos o nosso ponto forte, que é o turismo de sol e praia, mas nós temos potencialidades muito fortes quando falamos de trekking, falamos de áreas naturais, falamos de aventura e, portanto, o governo precisa valorizar, precisa posicionar este segmento emergente, que nós sabemos que é um dos segmentos que mais cresce a nível mundial, e Cabo Verde também quer ser um líder no turismo de natureza, no turismo de aventura.
Yeah, it's an amazing destination, and I had the pleasure to be there a few weeks ago. I invite everyone to go. It was really worth it. And breaking a little bit of our flow that we had here planned, I'd like to invite our ATTA's president, Gustavo Tim, on stage. That he was there. He wants to share a little bit of Cabo Verde.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I brought Andres with me, so we are both breaking protocol here. But just want to emphasize the invitation. We just had this 10 days, magical 10 days in Cabo Verde, which is an unknown destination. A few years ago, when we were asked, can Cabo Verde become a global class hiking destination, we had no idea. And the answer, as you said, as you saw in the video, and on the multiple months and days we have been working there, with the destination, with tour operators, with guides, is really remarkable. We just had this group of 12 operators from the globe experience it firsthand, and it was really special. So anyway, it's a national strategy. It's not one destination. It's an amazing opportunity for the country and for us, the adventure travel community, to embrace and make Cabo Verde a successful destination based on hiking and sustainable travel. Thank you. I'll invite Andres to share his testimony as well.
All right. Yeah, I would consider myself well-traveled. I've seen lots of places around the world, and I have to really say that Cabo Verde is very unique. The nature, the green, the rocks. We had lots of trekkings there, and I would like to invite you to experience that yourself, combined with amazing beaches. And as someone living in Germany, suffering from cold weather, this amazing climate gives you the rest. So I invite you to come.
Thank you. Thank you, Andre.
And Cabo Verde has a little gift for a few lucky ones here. So the way that we decide how to give these gifts, we have the ATTA team and also Ventura Travel spread over there. I don't know where you are. Please stand up. Okay, we have a few there. So whoever is in front and behind this team, you guys got a nice gift from Cabo Verde. Congratulations. All right, and now continue with our part of the Adventure Connect that we would like to share a little bit of a nice research was released last year, and I have a nice panel here for you guys. And I would like to invite on stage our ATTA CEO, Shannon Stowell, and he's gonna take it from here.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. That's more adventure-y. Thank you. Nice to see you all, and fun to see a bunch of you at the booth today and around the halls. Old friends, new friends, and always a hoot. So thank you for that. What I'm going to do today is we're going to keep this all brief because Cabo Verde was kind enough to sponsor the evening and their refreshments. You know what that's code for after the talk here. So we stand between you and that, and it's a dangerous spot. So we did a study this last year that we have been wanting to do forever, and never were able to come up with all the funding for it until last year. And so CBI, which is a part of the Dutch government, and EF World Tours or World Journeys. And the ATTA came together and did a global market sizing study. Some of you have probably seen it. If you haven't, and the tiny bit of information that I'm going to give you here whets your appetite, go to Adventure Travel News and just search for Adventure Travel Market Sizing. And you'll find the article on it, there's links, and you can get more information. Today is going to be brief. So, really exciting that this finally got done, and it's the first time, to our knowledge, that we've ever had a true, fully global market sizing study, because in the past, there were always some limitations. So, next, there we go. Weak thumbs I have. All right, so the evolution of adventure travel. Basically, when we started ATTA 22 years ago, we talked about adventure, hard adventure, soft adventure, and not adventure. It was a very primitive take on how the market was divided. And then we did the consumer study that found that travelers really thought of adventure as a combination of nature, culture, and activity. And we used that definition for 18, 20 years. And so where that Venn diagram came together was the core of adventure, which is still, I think, a great definition. But then we got into what were the motivations of travelers, from wanting to have a transformational experience to wanting to be challenged, and so on and so forth. But this new study went much deeper, and again, you can get a lot more information when you dive deeper. But what we have found now is that adventure travel, well, so for many years, hiking, walking, trekking was the #1 category. E-bikes blipped over it briefly during COVID and then dropped back down after. But cycling was always #2, hiking was #1. This year, we got shocked by culinary coming out on top as what was driving decisions for adventure travelers, which is, I think, is really good news, because no matter what kind of tours you do, you can add culinary, whereas maybe a little harder to add ice climbing, for example, if that was the #1 trend. So food is something that everybody can do. I'm seeing friends that I've taken tours with and had amazing meals with around the world, and we all know that this has become an incredibly important part of it. But what we also found is that 67% of travelers said they were open to some kind of adventure. Now, admittedly, a lot of those are probably somebody going on a hike in the midst of a 10, 14-day trip, or some sort of outdoor recreation or adventure of some kind. This just speaks to the opportunity for everybody in the room here to continue to grow your business. And then, of course, you get down to the core adventure travelers, and it's more like a third. And we get into a lot more detail on what those categories are. The other interesting trends, and this is also an Adventure Travel News article, and this was compiled after a bunch of research. There's 7 trends that everybody should be paying attention to. And guess what? If you go to Adventure Travel News and search for 7 trends, you'll be able to see the whole article and see it all. So I'm not going to go into detail on these. I'm just going to give you the top line. #1, decision detox. Oops, sorry, I missed that slide. Here's the breakdown of the 67%. So you can see, I don't know if you can read that in the back, but the adventure intensive, so that's what people tend to think about immediately of the core adventure traveler: cycling, hiking, rafting, water sports, all those sorts of things. 14% would primarily define themselves as nature enthusiasts. 27% cultural explorers, and by the way, that's the other category that's been ripping up the scale towards the top 3 in the last few years. And then the experienced samplers, who are doing a little bit of everything. And then there's, the rest of the market is not necessarily open to adventure. The global market, we found, is worth 1.16 trillion. The last time that we did this study was 2017, and the number was 683 billion at that point. So this market does continue to grow, and that's good news. And it's important for governments to watch that and see what the opportunities are. So the other 7 trends I'm going to throw out there real quick are: 1, decision detox. Travelers want less planning and more presence. 2nd is secondary destinations go mainstream. 3rd is luxury imagined, depth, not decadence. 4th is experiential retail and cultural immersion become core trip drivers. 5, beyond sustainability, regeneration takes center stage. 6, global geopolitics are actively reshaping travel flows. And boy, we saw that in the last few days, haven't we? And then number 7, wellness goes wild, from saunas to darkness to longevity. So one of the conclusions of all of this research that has been done is that adventure travel really is a viable market for the foreseeable future. Now we're going to do a quick panel here with some really wonderful, smart people. Can I please have Esther Romero, who's the head of product for Andalucia Tourism Board, come up? Let's hear it for Esther. And Andre Kiwitz, who's the CEO of Ventura Travel, who might look familiar to you, as he was up here a few minutes ago. So, please. So, I'll give you some quick bios here so that you can know the context for the questions that I'm going to be asking these experts and what their experience is. So Esther was born in Granada, Spain. University degree in translation and interpreting, and a degree in tourism from the University of Granada, as well as a master's degree in environmental tourism management, with more than 25 years of experience working in the Andalusian tourism sector at both national and international levels. Thank you, Esther, for being here today. So she has been working in the promotion department of Turismo de Andalucia, a public company of the regional government of Andalusia, for 20 years. For the past 2 years, she's working as the head of product development and international trade fair organization, promoting our destination, Andalusia, worldwide. And then we've got Andre Kiwitz. Am I saying your last name correctly? Andre's cool. Andre is cool. And he's the CEO and founder of Ventura Travel, a European tour operator group that builds specialized travel brands together with experienced travel entrepreneurs and local partners. Ventura Travel operates multiple niche brands across destinations worldwide with a strong focus on small group travel, high service quality, and long-term supplier relationships. Andre's work centers on scaling responsible tourism without losing authenticity, using a model that combines strong local impact, clear product differentiation, and disciplined operations. He's also a board director at Travel Local. So thank you, Andre, for being here. So I'm going to start with a question for both of you. Maybe, Esther, we start with you. And it's about from opportunity to strategy. With 67% of global travelers now open to adventure, how is your organization translating this growing demand into concrete strategies, and what shifts are you prioritizing in response to attract a growing demand for adventure and nature travel experiences?
Well, hello.
Hello.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me here today. It's for me a pleasure to join this Adventure Connect. As Shannon said, I come from Andalusia. I work for the Turismo de Andalucía, which is a public company that belongs to the regional government of Andalusia. And our main office is based in Malaga. Andalusia is a region in the south of Spain. For if you don't know yet, we are located there. Regarding your question, I would like to start saying that Andalusia is not only a sun and beach destination. We are a very diverse and rich region with more than 30% of our territory which is protected. We have 9 biosphere reserves, 24 natural parks, 3 national parks, and in the same region, you will also find the highest mountains in the peninsula, in the Iberian Peninsula, which is Sierra Nevada, where you can find the southern ski resort in Europe. It's the ski resort located in the south of Spain. We also have the Europe's only desert, which is located in the province of Almería, in Tabernas. Some of the cleanest beaches on the continent, also, example could be also the coastline of Almería, and a vast Guadalquivir river valley that crosses the whole region from east to west. We also have a wide network of small cities full of history, culture, and traditions. In fact, we have at the moment 8 cities and places that have been declared World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. We also have a very good gastronomy with local products that come from our earth, from our sea, from, well, agricultural and fruits and sea products that are the base of our Mediterranean diet. So with all these resources, we want to focus now in promotion those segments that are considered strategic for the destination, as can be nature, active tourism, culture, or gastronomy. So now our promotional actions, we could say, that are focusing in these specific segments at the moment. In fact, every year we have an action plan with different activities that we organize in different months. For this year, we have planned our participation in 40 national and international fairs, and most of them are specific fairs or specific fairs addressed to specific segments. Like, for example, we have attended the Fiets en Van der Beurs in Utrecht in the Netherlands, which is a cycling and tourism, cycling and hiking fair. We have attended FIO, which is a national bird watching tourism fair that is celebrated in Spain. We'll attend Pedal Spain and Velo Berlin, which are cycling tourism fairs also. Salon du Randonneur in France, or the Global Bird Fair in Rutland. So these are small fairs, but which are very specific for these important segments. We also organize workshops, national and international workshops, where we invite tour operators and travel agencies from all around the world, and incoming activities which are hosted in Andalucia. We invite tour operators, travel agencies, and media to come to Andalucia, to those local places, to the inland part of Andalucia, to know those lesser known cities or areas. And we also participate in international congresses. For example, this year, the European Congress of Rural Tourism will be held in Andalucia, in the province of Cádiz. Apart from that, we try to develop and create specific tourism products like cycling tourism, nature, astrotourism, sports, etc., including the preparation of segmenting professional catalogs, the updating of tourism resources, and the coordination through public and private expert working groups. And at the promotional level, we collaborate also with Andalusian associations, such as the Andalusian Federation of Campsites, the Andalusian Mountaineering Federation, the Cycling Federation, Ecoactiva, which is a professional association of rafting and ecotourism companies of Andalusia, and so on. So we work very hard with all these specific segments that are getting more important for us every year.
Okay. Andre, how about Ventura? How does your organization translate the growing demand into concrete strategy?
All right. So first of all, hello, everyone. This is great news. 67% are open to adventure travel. We like that. Our vision is to live in a world without mass tourism. And adventure travel and mass tourism is quite the opposite. So the more they are open to do travel done right, the better. For me, adventure travel is also like leaving your comfort zone, being immersive in a new culture. So if this market grows, which is great for us and everyone in our industry, at the same time, our strategies or our way of dealing with this is to sticking to our values. There's growth opportunities, but for example, our groups are 12 people. We're not going to make them bigger because there's bigger demand or anything. We need to stick to our values, which in our case is fun, fair, and focus, and to our travel philosophy. So great if there's a bigger demand. We'll get some covered, other companies, others. But I think it's very important to stick to whatever you're doing and not get too excited and building and building and building up.
So, Esther, how are you ensuring that you're attracting the right kind of travelers? And I think this is a question that could be applicable to everybody in the room, but how are you getting the right travelers rather than simply increasing visitor numbers or customer numbers? And how would you define right traveler in your mind?
Well, right travelers can be everybody. Of course, for us, we welcome everybody in Andalusia. But we always want them to be respectful with the destination, with the people who live there. and try to find a balance between those visitors and the local residents. That's very important for us because part of our culture is the way of living in Andalusia, so we want our visitors to be part of that way of living there also. Saying that, I would also note that in Andalusia, adventure tourism is a regulated activity under the decree on rural and active tourism from 2002. And a way of finding these, maybe these travelers related to these specific segments, we are working in an innovative promotional initiative, which are the so-called thematic forums. These forums are organized for specific segments in Andalusia that we organize every year. For this specific case, we organize the Choose Nature Forum that takes place in October in the province of Jaén. That we combine this province of Jaén with another one, it can be Granada, Almería, Córdoba, Sevilla, etc. And we also organize the Bike Experience Forum, which is a cycling tourism forum. And it takes place every 2 years, and we change it, every time is organized in a different province. What we do with this forum is to invite tour operators and travel agencies from all around the world. We organize a program in Andalusia, like an educational tour or an educational trip. We invite them to Andalusia to get them to know the lesser known areas or cities or the local places in Andalusia which are off of the beaten track, and so they can know what is the more authentic Andalusia, the more authentic life over there. And so we organize this program for them so they can know the small hotels, the restaurants, the small companies that offer activities, offer different services of activities. And then we also organize a workshop or a networking session where our local companies can meet these tour operators and travel agencies. There are also media that comes to know also these areas. And so after that, they can also write specific articles for they have about what they have seen or they have lived. Normally we do this, we work together with Tour Spain, which is the public company of the national government of Spain in charge of the promotion, of tourism promotion. And they are in charge of locating these travel agents and tour operators all around the world. And we also collaborate with the provincial and local tourism entities that are in charge of offering the resources that they have in the towns or in their cities. Our objectives with this type of events is to help the local economies in the rural areas, in the lesser known places, so that these small companies can also do business in the tourism sector. So, and we also want the local residents be part of these experiences that have the visitors that come to these areas. So Andalusia, as I said, is a very big region with nearly 800 municipalities, or towns or cities. So there are many, many places to visit, to see, and we just want everybody to be part of this tourism sector, but always with respect to the environment and the territory.
Great. And so I'm hearing respectful, you're looking for respectful customers, local quality of life is important, so that, what do they say, a good place to live is a good place to visit?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I also remember Lina Anab, who was the tourism minister for Jordan for many years. She said that in addition to the adventure traveler spending more and staying a little bit longer than the mass traveler in Jordan, what she loved about the adventure travelers is, she said, we Jordanians are a very proud people, and the adventure travelers are more respectful. You know, they're kind to the taxi drivers, to the, you know, the kid carrying your luggage, the bellboy. And so I'd never heard anybody call it out like that, but she said that is one of the reasons that we want to attract more adventure travelers. So Andre, how do you ensure that your company attracts and engages with the right kind of travelers for your portfolio and destinations?
So like first of all, I totally agree with her, if we have travelers that are disrespectful, I encourage my team actually to say no, put them on the blacklist. They don't deserve to travel with us. So I encourage that. It destroys a whole group if you have the wrong travelers traveling with you. What we do, we try to be very transparent on the website. What kind of accommodation can you expect? What kind of experience will you expect? Pricing, travel times, all this, so they really know what they get into, because our trips, they're not for everyone. So for some people that's great, for others it's not. And we really need to make sure that there's a good fit, because especially we offer group trips, if there's not a good fit, that really can destroy a whole group dynamic. So that's very, very important. Yeah, and then we have a blacklist. So if people traveled and they're not a good fit, we're not afraid to say no. Yeah, it's not helpful to try to sell to everyone, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you still hear me? Is it? Yeah. Okay. You just reminded, when you talked about having a blacklist, it reminded me of an incident during COVID in the U.S. where a passenger on a rafting bus, on the bus going to a rafting put-in site. It was during the time of COVID, and everybody was required to wear masks and sit, a couple feet apart. This guy waited until the bus was moving down the road, and then he stood up and turned around and said, "You're all sheep," and took off his mask. And the way they solved with that disrespectful traveler was they had their biggest river guide go up and sit next to him and say, "Sit down and shut up and put your mask on, or we're kicking you off the bus on the side of the road." I'm sure he made a blacklist also. So, final question, opportunities and challenges. Go a little deeper. How do you define the right traveler? I heard some hints on it, respect, making sure that the locals are getting good benefit out of it, but go a little deeper on that, if you would.
So it's not on age or sex or where they're coming from. In my opinion, it's mindset. People that are curious, or travelers that are interested to really get to know a country, a culture, the music, how people live, and not a personality of, I'm not sure how to say it in English, but in German it's a Zeigefinger. This is how you have to live, and like a teacher, but rather an observer, someone who learns, talks on eyesight. These are the people that we like. And explain what I don't like.
How about you, Esther? Let me ask you a further question on that, actually. What risks and opportunities do you see emerging for your mission and your long-term objectives? How are you preparing to respond proactively rather than reactively?
Well, our marketing actions at the moment, we want to position the region as a destination of the future, based in 8 strategic pillars, which are planning, sustainability, measure of data, innovation, connectivity, brand visibility, co-governance, and diversification of tourism flows. Apart from that, we are, in the coming days, the new Andalusian Sustainable Tourism Law will be approved by the regional government of Andalusia. And the main objectives of this law are to promote a sustainable tourism model that respects the environment, to regulate the use of tourist and holiday apartments, which nowadays is a problem for our region. So we have to regulate that. Also thinking in these local residents. This law will also reinforce inspection against illegal or unregistered activities. We want also to incorporate big data and tourism intelligence tools into destination management. Another objective is to improve the quality of tourism service and hotel accommodation, and to guarantee coexistence between residents and visitors. So according to this last point, and as I've been talking before, we have launched recently a new marketing campaign, which is called the Andalusian Deal. This is an ad that is being distributed or exhibited in different media. And the idea is to create this balance between the visitors that come to Andalusia and the local residents. So we want to, with this campaign, to educate visitors to respect the local culture, the residents' rest, our way of life, and to protect the environment and to enjoy Andalusian hospitality. That's what we try to do, and because we want also that our local residents are happy with these tourists or these visitors that come to Andalusia, because they also very welcome, because they are a very important part of our economy. So that's why we have to find that balance.
Absolutely. You know, when I first saw this number, 67% of travelers now open to adventure, I had kind of very different feelings about that. One was glad to see that there's growth opportunity for adventure operators all around the world. The other is a little worry that the true meaning of adventure could be diluted, that over-tourism becomes more of a threat. Do either of you share any of these excitements and concerns, or do you have a different take on it?
To be honest, I'm not concerned that there are more and more, if 100% of the people are open to adventure. I'm not worried about that at all. I'd welcome that. But there are enough things in this world that is worrying me. And that affects our industry. So one of this is this overly polarization in this world, where it seems we're living in two bubbles, opposing bubbles in all kinds of topics. And as with all risks and all threats, I believe for every threat there's an opportunity. And I'm not sure about you, why you ended up working in travel, but to me, it was from the day one, when we started 25 years ago, building bridges, reducing prejudice. And in a world right now that we live in, and what happened just a couple of days ago, that we as an industry achieve, that we build bridges, that we bring those two bubbles together. So that's one big opportunity I see for us as a company, but us as an industry. And the other thing that's really impacting us, I assume all of you, is technology. So how technology is shifting. And of course, it's a threat if that technology goes in evil hands. It's scary. At the same time, we embrace at Ventura AI, and we really try very hard to get the best out of it and replace all manual work, boring work to have more time to talk to our customers, more time for the details, more time to develop exceptional travel experiences. That's why we're here at the first place as a tour operator. So those are just, but there's so many more risks, but I think there's next program coming up soon, right?
Thank you. Do you have any last thoughts, Esther? Or?
About, sorry, about...
Just how does the 67% of travelers being open adventure, how does that land for you? How do you react to that?
Well, I think that's a good point because it's good to know that people are interested in this kind of activities, are interested in nature, in practicing different sports, and for us, as I said at the beginning, our destination is open to all different kind of activities like sports, culture, gastronomy, and I think we could cover all these trends that follow by all these travelers. So I think that's a good figure to have into mind, and we should be we should keep working on these specific segments, because I think that way we could find maybe the right travelers that you were talking at the beginning. Yeah. Also.
Great. Thank you so much. I'd like to just thank the audience. As an American sitting on a European stage, it's not lost on me that there's a lot of absurd and horrifying stuff that's going on right now, and you've all been so incredibly gracious in the hallways, at the booths, at this event, and I just want to thank you all, and please give our panelists a round of applause.